Unintended consequences. I think we've all got good hearts, most of us. We do things for the best of intentions, but sometimes we don't think things through as deeply as we should, maybe, as we could. There's a petition going around at the moment calling for people who've been convicted of terrorist offences to be prevented from holding public office. And of course, we all think that's a good thing, don't we? Nobody who's been convicted of a terrorist offence should ever hold public office. I mean, the reason for, I'm guessing, but the reason behind the people that put out the petition was probably the case of Shahid Butt, who's standing for the Sparkhill ward in Birmingham City Council. Now, Butt has been convicted in Yemen or convicted of an offence in Yemen. He plotted to bomb the British consulate, a hotel, and an Anglian church, I believe. And clearly we don't want people like that holding public office in this country. It goes without saying, anybody would straight away see that petition and think, oh yeah, I'll sign that one, and not actually think about the unintended consequences. If we had a judicial system and a police force that was fit for purpose, then I'd sign that petition. But unfortunately, we don't. And being charged with a terrorist offence, or even convicted of one, does not necessarily mean that you're a bad person or that you're a terrorist. I mean, last year, Tommy Robinson was accused of a terrorist offence, and all he'd done was refuse to give the police the passcode to his phone. I mean, the guy's a journalist and he didn't want to release his sources. He stood up for his sources, their confidentiality, and he didn't want to hand over his phone and his password. And for that, he was charged with a terrorist offence. So, by the grace of God, he didn't actually get convicted. The judge threw it out. But it could so easily have gone the other way. And then he would have been prevented from holding public office if this petition had gone through and become law. So just think about unintended consequences. Any future government, or even the horrid government we have now, in the future, if there was such a rule in place, could bring terrorism charges against anyone they didn't like, anyone who stood in opposition to their agenda. Yeah? So please, just think a little bit about where things can lead. And think about what you're trying to actually achieve, why you're trying to achieve it. I mean, there's a lot of things going on at the moment which will have, let me rephrase that. There's a lot of petitions and social media threads going on at the moment, which, if they ever became law, would negatively affect some Muslims, the worst of the Muslims, the extreme Islamist Muslims. And a lot of people would like to see that happen. But again, we've got to be very, very careful. You know, I've had some very good Muslim friends, and so has Tommy Robinson. Not all Muslims are Islamists. Not all of them want Islamic supremacy. Not all of them want to turn Britain, or whatever Western nation they're living in, into an Islamic state. The ones I've been friends with have all said they've come here to escape Sharia law. They certainly don't want to see it imposed here. So, and anyway, laws need to be even-handed. I'm going off the subject a little bit now from what I started with, so don't get confused. Yeah, a lot of people want to ban the burqa, and they want to ban halal slaughter. And I want to ban those things too. And the reason I want to ban them is because I want to see people showing their faces in public places. We need to see faces. It's part of our culture to see faces. We don't just want to see a little slit for the eyes. We want to be able to look at people's expressions, and we want to know who's under that covering. And I want to ban halal and kosher slaughter in this country because it's barbaric. I want to ban all non-stun slaughter. I'm not doing any of these things because I'm against Muslims. Okay? So it's important to know why you're doing things. If you want to ban the burqa, you've got to ban all face coverings. You can't just ban halal and kosher on the grounds that it's religiously slaughtered and that prayers have been said over it. You need to ban it on the grounds that it's inhumane and that the same laws have to apply to everybody, regardless of race, religion, colour, vaccination status, or anything else in a fair country, in a fair society. So anyway, that's my little rant for Saturday morning. Namaste.